Today and throughout the week, and who've worked here over the years to keep this Lloyds branch going, which is very much centre of the town, the iconic building in the centre of the town that for the last century has been Lloyds Bank. And only just over a month ago we were informed that in just over a month's time they're going to be closing this branch immediately in January. This was a surprise to me because I've just been spoofed by a lot of Lloyds Bank public relations staff at the party conference, only literally 2 days before they made the announcement. There was no indication to me then that they were doing it. The issue here is that if this bank here closes alongside Camborne and Falmouth, then the only bank that will be left, Lloyds Bank, will be at Truro, which for people down at Land's End is the best part of 40 miles, a 2-hour bus journey here from Penzance to Truro, and that simply isn't good enough for the people of this town who depend on the bank. I mean, a lot of people, of course, are online, doing online banking, but even those who are online recognise that there are times when electronic banking isn't sufficient, that the ambiguity of their systems and the way that the system actually is unable to cater for all circumstances. You need to come in here and to talk to human beings to get your problem sorted out. They say that the footfall in here isn't great, but it's certainly great enough to justify the service continuing here. I have been a Lloyds customer for many decades, and I intend to make sure that we do our best to keep this branch here. In normal circumstances, when we run campaigns like, for example, a couple of decades ago to keep the sleeper service running, the rail sleeper service running from Penzance to Paddington, we can talk to politicians to try and influence the decision. We won that campaign. In this case, we're talking about cold-hearted commerce and people who won't even engage with us up in London. So yes, I've written to Charlie Young, the chief executive of the Lloyds Group, and I've made it quite clear to him that although I don't intend to do, it's not my purpose to cause any reputational damage to Lloyds, I will make sure that the world understands just how unacceptable the way in which they're treating our community is. Okay? And I've contacted the 37 other MPs who were affected by the announced graft closures, including my colleagues here in Cornwall who were affected, Shane Kirkham and Perry Moon, to be involved in causing debates, questions, and raising the temperature on this issue in the House of Commons, so that if it causes reputational damage to the Lloyds Group, for the way that they are treating their customers and treating this town and the other towns that are affected in this way, then, well, that's just a consequence of what they've done. So we don't have political pressure, but we can cause reputational pressure on Lloyds, and that's what I intend to do. Now look, we have a petition here, we've already got 1,000 signatures on that, and we're going to get many more. And I'll be presenting this to Parliament, because there's a role for government in this, and I'll also be presenting it to Lloyds Bank as well. And it's really very important that we get as many people locally to recognise that we need to put up a protest here. We can't simply lie down and take this as it is, okay? So a lot of people are saying, you're wasting your time, Andrew, it's going to happen anyway, you know, why bother? Well, the reason why we're bothering is because it matters, okay? The reason why we're bothering is because, well, if we don't give it a chance, then, you know, what hope is there for anything, quite frankly? If we give up before we even start, what is the point of kind of having a community like this that cares about the services within it. We have a vibrant town centre with some very creative enterprises in this place, and having a functioning banking sector is critical to that. My worry is that when one bank closes, this one, the others will go like a pack of cards. I'm pleased to say that this, as a result of our campaign, Nationwide have announced this week and put out a notice, so congratulations to Nationwide, thank you for it, saying they have no intention of going, and that's really reassuring. So our campaign is resulting in that, and we're writing to the other banks to say, we want you to step up, as Nationwide has, and make a commitment to stay here for the rest of this decade, at least. And that's what we're trying to do. Now, Sue Calvert of Alfred Smith, so a good advert for Alfred Smith, who has been strongly backing this campaign, is also, like me, a customer of Lloyds and is equally upset about this. Has been certainly giving me a very sharp kick in the poke to say, Andrew, go and do something about this. And I certainly so, and the pictures are on
Alfred Smith and Son is actually the oldest independent furniture retailer in the country. We have actually banked for over 100 years with Lloyds Bank, and it is essential to have the bank stay in Penzance. The banks are part of the root system, where the economy starts, and if we haven't got the banks, we haven't got an economy. It is essential that we fight to try and keep Lloyds Bank open in the town. And we just need to do whatever we can to make that happen. Because you lose your banks and slowly your high street, as we have seen in other towns locally, they will fade away. And Penzance is such a vibrant town. We need to do all we can to maintain it. So please sign the petition and send letters to Lloyds and make it as uncomfortable for them. And as Andrew has said, there's 37 other constituencies that are facing Lloyds Bank closing. Is it 37 million? So they wouldn't be here if it they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us. And now they are turning their bank on personal banking, business banking, and charities.
Yeah. I mean, as you say, £37 billion during the financial crisis in 2008. We, as taxpayers, gave to the Lloyds Bank. Yes, they paid that back, as of course they should, as we would be expected if we took a loan from Lloyds. But certainly they will not have survived without that £37 billion of investment. So, you know, the fact is that the Lloyds, depend on us, but we have certainly stepped up to them, and we really now expect them to respond in kind. And one of the things we're pushing for is, if they won't announce a complete reversal, a U-turn on the closure now, to at least announce a pause. They've got 2 years of further lease left in this building. So they're going to be paying out for that 2 years additional lease on this building anyway. And we're saying, well, give us that time to arrange a softer landing than this cliff edge which they're giving us in January next year. So that's one of the actions we're pushing for. Give us time to see whether we can come up with a better solution so that we can keep Lloyds here. Thank you all very much for turning up. There are letters that we have produced, standard letters for those people who are Lloyds customers, and we're asking people to sign those letters. And we would like to present them all together, so that if my office will be collating them. You can send them in directly yourself if you wish to, and that's fine. But it will have more effect, we think, so that we can collate all the letters from local customers, and we can present them in the next couple of weeks, at the beginning of December. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.